Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I thought that we could do just a simple tingle session because as you may know, I recently moved, and I'm still in the process of unpacking, so it makes shooting some of my more involved videos a little difficult because I kind of don't know where everything is right now still. So while we are waiting for that to get sorted out, I figured why not do some more tingle sessions with some interesting items that I rediscovered that I had in the process of packing and unpacking and going through all my stuff. So the first item featured in today's tingle session is this little baggie here. And then the second item will be this very intricately hand-carved box that has something inside, but I'm not going to tell you yet. So I'll put this aside for now. So this little bag I just recently acquired from the interestingly enough, from the Renaissance fair that I was just at like a week ago. And this is actually a bag that's made with Hmong designs. Hmong is, for those of you that may not be familiar with who Hmong people are, they are from the mountain areas of Laos and Thailand, I think. Don't quote me on that. But they have a very interesting hand-stitched designs here, and that's like typical Hmong design style. Oh, it has a snag. Oh no, I have to be careful of that. Like traditional Hmong clothes, or they have like a black fabric as like its base, and then there's lots of really bright, not just like normal bright, like neon bright, like day glow kind of bright colors on top of that, usually in like stripes and stuff. So this, it has obviously a lot of that going on. But I don't know, I really liked it. It was perfect for what I have been looking for. It's like the right size, and the thing I like about it the most, other than the obviously very cool design, is the straps. You can pull them apart to make it a backpack, or you can just put them together and sling it over your shoulder, or you can even hold it like more like this too. That looks more like a typical purse. So I just thought the design was interesting. It has the main compartment here. It's a pretty good size. I can pretty much fit everything I need that I typically carry in there. And then it also has these two side pouches here. And then this little flap comes up, and there's just like a front zipper pouch, probably for like some smaller things. And then actually on the back side, but it also has this back pouch here. And I like the subtle touch here of this printed floral pattern fabric here. It's here, and it's, I don't know, I guess it's just here on the back. So it's like subtle, you know, it just kind of adds a little extra pop of like different colors to kind of break up, you know, all of the stitching patterns. And then of course there's coins falling out of my purse. And on the bottom too, there's this other printed fabric that also has additional, like, very I almost want to say it's like a yarn that's been stitched along the print. It really enhances it. I like it. Yeah, so it just adds a little more interest to the bag, and like I said, just breaks up the main hand stitch pattern. Yeah, so that's the bag. It's also very crinkly, if you hadn't noticed. Very crinkly. I think it has some kind of, it must be some kind of plastic built into the lining, and I think, you know, functionally it's so that the bag will like stand up on its own and stay open on its own like that. Otherwise, if you didn't have all that, it would like just fall flat like a t-shirt or something, you know. Yeah. So that's my new bag. I just wanted to show it off because I really like it. Okay, so this item is something I've actually had for a while. It was a gift, and I haven't used it because it's so pretty. I just put it on display. I just like put it, you know, up like in my kitchen. But actually, I wanted to see. I was wondering, what do you all think is in this box? It kind of looks like it could be maybe a jewelry box, maybe like a cigar box, maybe it has a puzzle inside, or some other kind of interesting toy. Okay, I will go ahead and tell you. So this hand-carved box is actually a spice box. And as you can see, I haven't used any of the spices. They are all still in their packages, and I don't intend to use them because I just love the design of this box, and I love just having all of the spices like neatly separated. I don't want to actually put these spices in the box because like it would probably like stain the wood and stuff. So I just like to look at it. And it comes with this little spoon. It's very smooth. It's like, I don't think it's polished. It might just be like hand polished with like some oil or something. This tells us, I'm just going to adjust this a little bit. There we go. So this tells us all about the spices, but unfortunately it doesn't actually have any information about the box itself, which is like the coolest part. I would love to know about like what type of wood it is, you know, about maybe the process or the tradition of, you know, the hand carving here. There's no information on it, unfortunately. But we can learn about the different spices that are in this box. Yeah. So even like the spices are in this plastic, I can still smell them, like especially the ginger. and the cumin. Cumin has such a strong smell. And this cumin has not even been ground up. It's still in its like whole seed form. But it still smells really strong. I personally am not a fan of cumin. I always joke around and say that like cumin smells like human, which is to say that it smells like BO to me. It smells like a stinky human, basically. Alright. So, I'll read this little description they have on the front here. So, it says, Spices of India. Empires were won and lost on trading spices. It is what sent Columbus to a new world to seek a shorter spice route to Asia. Exotic and aromatic, subtle or pungent, spices for centuries have been a key ingredient in authentic Indian cuisine. We have searched the world to present a selection of exquisite Indian spices for you to enjoy in this intricately hand-carved wooden box. And it has the names of the spices. So we have ginger, cumin, fenugreek. I'm actually not sure if I'm even saying that right, but fenugreek, paprika, cinnamon, turmeric, and we have some bay leaves here. The whole box kind of just smells like a mixture of like these two and or like the bay leaves. Okay. And then inside this paper actually gives us some more information about these spices. I know that the front said that they traveled around the world to select these exquisite Indian spices, and they are Indian spices. But you know, I mean, we're all pretty familiar with like ginger, paprika, cinnamon, turmeric, bay leaves. I mean, those ones, I wouldn't say they're particularly exotic, at least not anymore. They're pretty standard spices to have in your kitchen, but you know, whatever. I'm not gonna knock the wind out of their sails. Let's read more about these exotic spices. Okay. So the first exotic spice is ginger. Yeah. It smells like a new age health food store. Which is not a bad smell or anything, but definitely a distinct smell. So what it says about our little ginger packet here is, in India, ginger is used for making lentils and other vegetable preparations. In southern India, it is used to make ginger candy that is sold by the street vendors at bus stops to passengers. It is also used to spice tea. I don't think I've ever had ginger tea. Wait, no, I take that back. I have had ginger tea that was made with fresh ginger. And, wow, it's definitely got a kick to it. It's good for, like, when you're sick, when you have, like, a sore throat, or, if you're, like, congested. It, kind of stimulates your sinuses and kind of like flushes it out. I mean, any kind of spicy, like hot, spicy food will do that too. Let's see here. So the next one is cumin. Like I said, it's still in these little seed forms, which I think is neat because, first of all, usually when I see cumin, it's, already like ground up into a powder. So it's neat to see the whole form, and it kind of adds more interest to like the visual presentation, because you have your powders here, powder. So it's interesting to see like the texture of all of these seeds. And also, I'm glad it's not a powder, because then it would smell stronger. But when it's just in this form, yeah, the smell is not as strong. You can definitely still smell it, but it's not like overpowering the way like ground powder cumin is. Like, I can't even stand that stuff. Like, I don't even want it in my kitchen. But what it says about cumin is, folklore has it that a happy life awaited the bride and groom who carried cumin seeds during the wedding ceremony. Cumin is aromatic with a distinctive bitter flavor and strong, warm aroma due to its abundant oil content. Cumin seeds are actually the small dried fruit of an annual plant in the parsley family. Cumin can be used to season many dishes as it draws out their natural sweetness. For those of you who do like cooking with cumin, maybe that's something to keep in mind. That it can bring out the natural sweetness of something. So anything with like fruit obviously is sweet, but there are certain types of meats, like pork, that have like a natural sweetness to it. Maybe just a suggestion. Alright. So the next spice is fenugreek. Now, this one I think is really cool looking. I'm actually not familiar with fenugreek. I've never knowingly consumed it. I wouldn't even begin to know how to use it, but I have to say that the feel of these little grains, or whatever they are, granules, I don't know, they feel very like lightweight. They almost kind of feel and sound like that like fish aquarium gravel a little bit. It kind of, yeah, reminds me of that. But I'm curious to find out exactly what these are. Like, I can't tell if they're like a seed or if they're like a grain of some sort. I don't know. It's strange. Okay, it just pretty much smells like the New Age hippie store. I think they don't really have their distinct aromas at this point, because I've literally had this just sitting around for several years. I mean, like, several years. Maybe even close to 10 years. Well, whatever. Who's counting? Okay, let's find out about fenugreek. So, it says, India is one of the largest producers of fenugreek and a major exporter to America. Fenugreek is best known as an indispensable ingredient in the curry dishes of southern India. The brownish yellow hard seeds are commonly used powdered. It adds a rich flavor to many vegetarian dishes that need a boost. It has a sweet, savory flavor that has been described as maple-like and is also used to make pickles, pastes, and a variety of Indian dishes. Okay, so now we know that it's a seed. Now I'm kind of curious to find out what it would actually taste like. I've probably tasted it before, but just didn't know it, you know? Okay. Alright, the next spice is this one, which is paprika. Paprika is a pretty common spice. I'd say it's a pretty standard spice for most American kitchens. And yeah, there we go. No, they all smell the same at this point. Seriously, I could close my eyes and do like a smell test. Wouldn't be able to tell the difference at all. I'd have to like listen to tell the difference. Because they all smell the same at this point. Okay, so paprika is a spice made from grinding the dried sweet red bell pepper. Oh, well, that I did not know. Most paprika is mild and slightly sweet in flavor, with a pleasantly fragrant aroma. In India, paprika spice comes from a fruit locally called Degi mirchi. Degi mirchi. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but oh no. Which is grown widely and takes on a slightly different flavor depending on the local soil and climatic conditions. Pound for pound, paprika has a higher vitamin C content than citrus fruit. That is interesting. I did not know that. Right. Put our little paprika back in the box. Alrighty, so moving on to our cinnamon. Now, this definitely does not look like a form of cinnamon that I am used to seeing. So typically I see cinnamon either completely ground up into a powder or as the sticks, the cinnamon sticks that are kind of curled in over themselves. But this is just like random chunks of cinnamon, which makes sense because I don't think we could fit the sticks in here very well. You'd have to make a compartment like this for them. But also, I'm glad that they didn't just put the powder because, again, visually I can appreciate the texture, variation from, we already have powders here. So it's nice to have, like, a different texture. Even the cinnamon is indistinguishable at this point by smell. Okay. So we probably know a lot about cinnamon, but let's see if they have any interesting tidbits here. It says cinnamon was so highly prized among ancient nations that it was regarded as a gift fit for monarchs and rulers. Cinnamon is a common ingredient in Indian cooking, included in most curry powders and the garam masala spice mixture. Cinnamon is most commonly used for desserts, spicy candies, and tea, which is also good when you're sick. You can make cinnamon tea with honey. It's good stuff. And it's super, just like soothing, Okay. Cinnamon spice is often added to baked goods, stewed fruits, applesauce, and cinnamon is a common ingredient in many spice mixtures for pudding, pastry, and mulling spices. Yeah, I didn't really know that it was used in curry. So that's kind of cool. I have had, sometimes when I order, like, if I go to an Indian restaurant, a really good one, if you order I forget what kind of rice it is. It might just be like a standard thing of rice. The rice is seasoned, and you can tell that it's been seasoned with like some cinnamon. It's so good. It's like buttery, cinnamony, savory rice, and it's just delicious. Alrighty, so next spice is turmeric, which has such a beautiful color. It's just such a brilliant, warm color. Yep. So what it says here about our turmeric, Marco Polo, in his travels to China in 1280, noted that the Chinese used a spice similar in smell and taste to saffron, which turned out to be turmeric. It is known for its bright yellow color. It is related to the ginger family and is commonly used as a spice in curries. But other uses are to color and flavor prepared mustard. Color and flavor prepared mustard, pickles, relish, chutneys, and rice dishes as well. And butter and cheese. Alright. I actually, just random thing that I remembered was I watched a video by Tony Bomboni that he recently made. Actually, I don't know if the video is recent, but I watched it recently. And he was doing something with turmeric, like rubbing it on his face to help with inflammation. He basically did like a facial scrub, I think, with turmeric and something else, I forget. Oh, honey. I think it was turmeric and honey. He just kind of like rubbed on his face and like washed it off. And it's supposed to help, like I said, with inflammation. If you have like, inflamed acne or something, I guess it helps with that. I don't know. I haven't tried it, but it looked kind of cool. Okay, so anyway, our last spice here is our bay leaves. Which, as you can see, are just whole leaves in this little package. These dried bay leaves. So what our little leaflet here says about the bay leaf is, in ancient Greece, champions of the Olympic Games wore garlands of bay leaves. Bay leaves are the dried leaves of the evergreen tree. The elliptical-shaped leaves are often described as tea-like and characterized by a green, woody, and sharp flavor. Used in soups, stews, stocks, pickles, marinades, tomato dishes, and meats. Or you can use it for a lot of stuff. Yes. I think I like the way the tea leaves feel the best. Or the bay leaves, I mean. I don't know why I keep trying. I keep hoping I'll actually be able to smell something distinctive, but nope, it's just everything. It smells like everything in this box. Yeah. So that's my cool little spice box that I'm never gonna use. But I thought it would be really cool to share because it's so crinkly and tappy and papery. And just all kinds of interesting sounds and textures to explore. And let's not forget how awesome the top of the box is. I really wish I knew what kind of wood this is because it has such a lovely sound to it. Alright then. Thanks for joining me for this tingle session. Thanks for letting me share my cool stuff with you. I think it's cool anyway. And anyway, I hope you have sweet dreams and restful tingles. Oh wait, that's an ASMR artist, isn't it? Can't talk about anything without, like, accidentally naming an ASMR artist. Who is a good ASMR artist, by the way. But anyway. Alright. Thanks again, everyone. We'll see you next time.